If you're wondering why Spotify Wrapped is not the same this year, I have some thoughts as a former employee of Spotify. Let's get into it. So first of all, shout out to the gang. The sweatshirts still keep me warm in the winter. But let me just say this. AI will never replace human beings. If y'all wonder why your Spotify Wrapped doesn't look the way it used to, do you know why that is? Because 2 years ago, they got rid of about 2,400 of us worldwide. And some of those people were the people that worked on your Spotify Wrapped campaign. And they replaced those people with AI. That's why your stuff looks like that now. That's why the application is sliding down. Now, the other thing I'm going to say is, I made a video weeks ago that went viral about how all of these applications are free or have a subscription tier because of what they do with your data. And everybody jumped into my comments like, I don't care what they do with my data. They ain't doing nothing with my data. They can't see my data. Spotify Wrapped is a perfect example of, we are stalking you all year and looking at your data, and now we're going to give it back to you with a beautiful photo on it so that you don't feel like your privacy has been invaded. Because it's data for you. We're giving it to you. We did it for you. I have thought this is hilarious every single year because let me tell you something else without breaking my NDA. I have seen the back end of my own account. And baby, when I tell you they know every song you've listened to, every playlist, they know where you listen to it at, on what device, at what IP address, they know everything. So what you're getting back from your rap is a piece of your data, okay? So imagine if that's what they have, what does Facebook have? What does Twitter have? What does your boy Elon have? Right. A lot. But they find amazing ways to play it back to you so that it feels like a fun game when really what it is you're recording every single thing I do on your application. Every single thing. So I just thought it was interesting that the entire internet is up in arms that they now prefer Apple Music and the quality is going down, blah, blah, blah. Fun fact, I also just found out that the CEO is leaving his own application, his own company. He's about to go. And you want to know his next venture? Military drone AI. Do with that information what you wish. Do your Googles. Just saying, what y'all are feeling about Spotify, you're not being gaslit. I just want to validate you. I just want to say that
could
from
that
a
mean?
person
To
who
be
knows.
honest.
Don't gaslight yourself. You're seeing exactly what you think you see. Love you. Mwah.
Today I learned of the dumbest bird to
God.
ever exist, and this thing is amazing. The kakapo
What?
is considered one of the dumbest animals on Earth, and its entire existence is a parade of evolutionary miscalculations. It's a parrot that can't fly and can hardly even walk, but it can climb.
What?
In fact, its main form of travel is to climb the highest tree, jump off, and just hope there's something to break its fall. To attract a mate, the male will dig a hole,
God.
sit in it, and essentially catcall females. It just shouts loudly at them. Now that rarely works. We're talking like once every 5 years they'll find success. So when
What?
they're unsuccessful, they waddle off and find a nice rock to get busy with. That is if they don't get eaten after their mating attempt. Their yelling is so loud, it alerts every single predator in a 5-mile radius that there's a large flightless meal sitting there. Because its main defense is freezing in place and pretending to be a bush. Despite
good
their
vibes,
best efforts
humans,
to
man.
sabotage themselves, the only reason it's not extinct is because of human efforts.
So there's this thing people outside Asia barely know about. For almost 2 decades, Guangzhou became the unofficial capital of Chinese African marriages. And it all started with one neighborhood, Xiaobei, also known as Chocolate City. Back in the early 2000s, thousands of traders from Nigeria, Mali, Ghana, Kenya, and Ethiopia started flying into Guangzhou because it was the cheapest and fastest way to buy wholesale goods straight from the source. And these weren't tourists. These were entrepreneurs who would ship everything back home: phones, clothes, electronics, you name it. Over time, a lot of these traders didn't just do business. They built real lives there. They learned Mandarin, they opened restaurants, they created entire mini communities inside of China. And naturally, some started dating and eventually marrying local Chinese women. Many Chinese women in the area were attracted to the stability of entrepreneurs who were doing well financially. And African traders valued Chinese partners who understood the business culture and could help navigate suppliers, visas, and daily life. It was a practical partnership that often turned into genuine connection. However, the story doesn't end there. These couples had kids, a whole new generation of Chinese African children who grew up bilingual, bicultural, and honestly gorgeous. They became symbols of a new kind of identity in China that didn't exist before. At the same time, things got complicated. China tightened visa rules, which made it harder for many African residents to stay long term. Some families were split between China and Africa. Others moved entirely back to places like Lagos or Accra and brought their Chinese partners with them, creating this unexpected China to Africa migration wave. Today, Guangzhou's African population is still smaller than its peak, but the relationships, families, and cultural mixing left a permanent mark. You still see Chinese African restaurants, mixed families running import-export businesses, and kids who bridge two continents in one identity. So the rise of Chinese African marriages in Guangzhou wasn't just a love story.
Hey,
It was
that's interesting, my
globalization,
friend.
trade,
Humans
migration, and
spreading
culture
love
all
from
converging
continents.
into one
Good
city.
vibes.
If you want more stories like this, hit follow and I'll spill the bee on the next one. Thanks for
What?
watching.
Oh, fucking way. Oh my god.
Aye.
Alexis. Alexis.
That's an alien.
Alexis! Oh my god!
What is that?
Hi, I'm Tim Boyle. I'm the CEO here at Columbia Sportswear. And this message is for flat earthers. You guys claim there's an end to the earth? Well, just go snap a picture. Send it to us, and you get the assets of the company. All of it. No paperwork, no lawyers, no catches.
Tim, there is some paperwork.
Hey, we're giving you all this. This. There's a lot of good stuff in here. This,
Has a note on it.
this. Shh. How long is this meeting? All this. This.
How did he do that?
This.
That's actually a rental.
Not this. All this. This and all of that. Hey, flat earthers, do me a favor. If you're going to the edge of the earth, wear Columbia. You'll need it.
Is this
Best of
guy
luck.
joking? Are you understanding him? What? Hey, what's good vibes Grisho old man up to? That one I missed his point, to be honest. If you did understood, tell us.
Can anyone explain what's happening with my mirror? The spirals look 3D in real life. Did I accidentally open a portal or what the heck?
Wow, okay. That one is also something mind-blowing concept.
Why do we find armored dinosaurs fossilized upside down?
Yeah, this is interesting because it turns out that 70% of all armored dinosaurs that have been studied are actually
Why?
found upside down. You see, these armored dinosaurs, they are top heavy because of the armor. And when you place them in water, the balance, they become very unstable. And studies that have looked at the balance tells us that all you need is for a small wave to come along and all these creatures will go turtle up. And the fact that we see 70% of armored dinosaurs found upside down, it tells us that at the time of death, these creatures were all in water. And so when we look at these creatures and we realize that these massive creatures were buried in flood sediments, like I said, sediments that can stretch across an entire continent, the only way you can explain this phenomena from all around the world is if at the time of death, they were all in water in a worldwide flood.
I need you to understand something. Your ability to succeed is directly correlated with the amount of stress that you can handle. Success doesn't come from talent. It comes from staying composed when everyone else starts to panic. Anyone can perform when life is easy, but the ones who rise are the ones who can stay sharp when the pressure hits. When your emotions take control, your logical thinking gets shut out. The amygdala hijacks your mind, and the part of your brain responsible for decision making goes quiet. That's why stressed people make sloppy choices. But when you train yourself to stay calm, the prefrontal cortex stays live, and that's where clarity, strategy, and intelligence live. Pressure is like mental exercise. The more you expose yourself to it, the stronger your mind becomes. Your tolerance grows, your reactions get slower, and your thinking gets cleaner. You become the person in the room who doesn't fold when it matters. Most people aren't failing because of their lack of ability, but because they crumble under basic levels of stress. They avoid the discomfort and mistake pressure for danger and essentially tap out when things get heavy. The truth is, your future depends on your stability. And if you can't handle the weight, you won't be able to handle the reward. And if you stay calm while everyone else breaks, Success doesn't become a possibility, it becomes inevitable. A healthy mind is a healthy life. Now follow me for more
Good
content.
vibes.
Oh my god.
What?
Wait.
Look.
We're gonna be.
Aye. Guy,
Oh my god.
these guys were trapped here. What's going on? Wow.
Oh my god. All of a sudden, the rideau just started closing. And the escalators turned off. And the escalators completely turned off. What? I wonder why. This is so odd. And now we're completely stuck in the middle of Leal. If this was the US, I would be on my... I'd be ripping a hole in the curtain.
Wow, something like that. If it happened to me, I would be fighting.
I think I might sink actually. I'm on this boat traveling across the ocean in Indonesia, and I'm going to show you this guy's steering system. I think he built this boat himself. It's all made out of wood. It runs off of this pulley on here, and then it goes down here, and then it's attached to this chain, and the chain's broken here. And
These are now the rich children of the water. You guys don't fear.
And then it goes down through the floor to this rope that goes this way. The rope goes underneath here, round here, all the way down this under cabin, and the wire goes all the way back here, and then it attaches to this bar here, and then that's the rudder of the boat, what steers the boat. So this is a truly manual setup. I don't know whether every boat
This one
is
does
like
not
this.
look safe.
The other thing
Or this is just
it has a
supposed to
water
do one
pump
trip.
here, and it's pumping water out because the boat is slowly sinking. Wish me luck.
Hey, what? That one I would not board, but it's good vibes made
I
by
bet you have never
humans.
seen these before. These are some uncommon punctuation marks that exist but people just don't use them. Like exclamation comma when you want to emphasize something but not end the sentence. Interrobang when you want to express shock or disbelief. Irony mark is when you're being sarcastic so the reader knows. Love point is how you
this
formally draw a
anecdotic
heart-friendly
double
period for those
existed.
people who write lol at the end to appear nice.
Oh,
Authority to establish dominance. Certitude to
This,
show you're
this one
absolutely
I
sure
don't
of the
think
statement
is
you just
really
wrote. And a few others are
entertainment. You know
rhetorical
about these
question,
guys?
doubt, question comma, and
Question,
snark mark.
comma, snack mark, authority, exclamation. This is
I'm about to
this
summarize the
size.
beginning of the world all the way unto the end of the world. All conspiracies, all in one video right now. And I'm going to try and do it in less than 5 minutes. So boom, we got Lucifer, pre-Genesis 1. Lucifer's like, yo, I want to be like you because you created me or whatever, right? And I don't like that. I want to be able to do what you do. So Yahuwah was like, all right, I'm going to need you not to do that. But since it seems like you're about ready to do that anyways, I'm going to have to kick you out, bro. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. And I want you to give me a kingdom. I want you to give me this. I want you to give me that, whatever. And Yahuwah was like, all right, cool. So he was kicked out and he was cast out and a third of his angels with him, right? So all of a sudden, Yahuwah starts making earth. And Lucifer was like, no, hold on. What you mean you about to make earth, right? Like, what you doing? And he was like, yeah, you want to be like me or whatever, but I'm going to replace you. What you mean you going to replace me? Okay, cool. So, by the way, I'm making this whole thing up. So then Lucifer's like, yo, you can't do that. And Yahuwah's like, yes, I can. And also, that's the reason why I kicked you out. And first of all, why am I even explaining myself to you? So bet, Lucifer was like, all right, cool. So I'm going to dwell in earth because I want that to be my kingdom. So Yahuwah was like, all right, fine, I'll give it to you. It's cool. I mean, it don't do nothing for me. It don't do, you can have it, whatever, but I'm still going to replace you. And Lucifer was like, what you mean? So then all of a sudden, Yahuwah makes Adam. So Adam is just, tending the land and tending the garden and the animals and naming the animals, just minding my business. And then Adam's like, I'm feeling a little bored. I'm making this up. Just hear me out. I'm feeling a little bored. Man, I just wish there was somebody that could be here with me, next to me. So Yahuwah was like, yo, you know what? You make a lot of sense. And I was going to do that anyways. But since you asked, here goes Eve. So he goes to sleep, wakes up, goes back to sleep. Rib, something happens. And then he gets put back together. But then his woman is right next to him and says, oh, this bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. But Lucifer was like, oh, hell nah, y'all ain't finna do this right in front of my face. So Lucifer's like, all right, you know what? My plan pre-Genesis 1, before he even built this earth, was to be like him and have this creation power. So I'm gonna find a way to create my own. So he said, you know what? Let me really disrespect him and let me go and have shaboodle with his daughter. And the daughter's name was Eve, right? So he impregnated Eve. But Yahuwah the whole time, before that even happened, Yahuwah was like, yo, bro, Adam, Eve, there's somebody out here, bro, like who's messed up. And he's been at war with me for whatever reason, whatever. I'm gonna need you not to touch this tree. So Adam was like, all right, bet. But Eve was like, hold up. That's a nice looking BBC though. Oh yeah, hold on, no. Y'all think it's a joke though? Cause that's where you get BBC from. I'm telling you, cause you know everybody was black over there. I ain't got no BBC. I got an LLC. A little light cockroach. All right, moving on. This is a Christian show.
Oh, brother.
So she was like, yeah, I'm liking that because y'all keep saying the serpent, but I'm trying to tell you the serpent was a BBC. I ain't making this up. Well, actually, I just made that up. But I'm trying to tell you. I'm put you on game. Cause a lot of you been asking questions like, oh, what Bible do I read? Whatever. I'm gonna try and help you out right now. So she ended up getting pregnant, right? And then what was first introduced also there was, yeah, the sin and having the getting pregnant. But hold up. Another thing happened. A lot of y'all gonna disagree with me with this, but that's when LG HDTV 4K Plus with the remote up the buttons was first introduced. What? Yeah, y'all didn't know that. And for you people that say, oh, that's blasphemy or whatever, where else did it come from? And why else do you think that Yahuwah had to send his son down to replace all the... We ain't getting there yet. So anyways, she gets pregnant by Lucifer himself, has a baby. Remember, Lucifer, and that baby's name was Cain. Moving on. Remember, Lucifer is, oh, this is gonna be more than 5 minutes. Remember, Lucifer is trying to be like the Most High, right? So he can't be omnipresent. So what does he do? He says, because I lack omnipresence, I'm gonna find another way through my seed, which is Cain, to unalive Abel and find a way to get Cain's descendants spread out even more. So you're probably wondering, well, how's that? No, before we get to the juice boxes, okay? Yes, that's their daddy. Cain is their daddy. But before we get to them, we have to discuss how he was going to act as omnipresent. So he said, so earth was formed. My name is Lucifer. I'm a general. So who around can impregnate at a rate much faster than if I were to try and do it myself because I lack omnipresence? So Lucifer was like, got it. Hey, yo, Sam Yaza. Hey, Azazel. Casdasia, Gadriel. Yo, y'all come down real quick. Because there's a whole bunch of wormins out here that y'all can have fun with. You could do the same thing. And he tricked him. He didn't tell him what he was doing because remember, Lucifer is more so the light bearer. He's more so about intelligence, Gnosticism. He not really about the shaboodling, if that makes sense. But them fallen watchers were. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Thanos. I'm sorry. I mean, Doctor Strange. I mean, Spider-Man. I mean, all those people. Iron Man. Yeah, because it's a lot of truth. See, y'all keep saying they've been lying to us. But every single freaking movie, Men in Black, every single movie been telling you the truth of the whole story of what transpired. Moving on. So Lucifer was like, yo, yeah, come down. Then all of a sudden, the Watchers come down and the Watchers is like, bet, these women are beautiful. So you know what we gonna do? We gonna impregnate them just like Lucifer impregnated Eve to give birth to Cain. Then you get the giants. Then you get mermaids. Then you get demons. Well, sorry, you don't get demons yet. You get demons after the flood. But anyways, because we got to keep moving on. So then now you get to Noah, and Noah's like, yo, everybody, all of these Nephilim, the world is it's coming to an end for 120 years. And they all called him a conspiracy theorist. But 8 people got on that Royal Caribbean. Only 8. Only 8 got on that Royal Caribbean. Okay? So they got on the cruise ship. And they sailed around wherever they had to go. They, you know, all the animals like, you know, screaming and they roar. I don't know where I was going with that. Moving on. So then you get the Tower of Babel, then you get Sodom and Gomorrah, then you get this, and that. So then boom, let's skip all the way to right before Yahusha about to come, right? But Lucifer this whole time, he was like, yo, I know this is about to happen and I'm trying to destroy humanity. Even though he can't, but he's going to do the best that he can to take people with him because he knows that his eternal damnation and kingdom is going to be the lake of fire. So, right before Yahusha comes, he's like, hey, Herod, which is, you know, his lineage, because Herod comes from the Amalek. Amalek comes from, you know, the Canaanites. Canaanites come from Cain, or Canaan, and then Cain, and that's their lineage. I'm sorry, that's just the truth, because that's the serpent seed right there. So then, Lucifer was like, hey, come here, Herod. I need you to unalive all these babies under the age of 2. At 2 or under the age of 2, right? And Herod was like, all right, cool. Because you got to understand, Herod knew what he was doing because he was talking directly to Beelzebub and Lucifer and all these people. He was like, yo, the stars and the astrology and all this stuff, yo, something about to come down, So then Herod was like, yeah, cool. So he did all of that stuff. But guess what? When Yahusha was born, he was already gone because an angel of Yahuwah said, hey, something about to go down. I'm going to need you to flee to Egypt for a couple seconds or a couple seasons until he's of age. Get him out. Get Yahusha out of here because it's too long. I got to get a part 2.